In this episode, I will show you how to improve the Tamiya F-4B cockpit with some useful techniques and materials. Enjoy! Here it's the new Tamiya F-4B in 48 scale. There are many review videos of this kit on YouTube, so I won't waste your time showing what's inside the box. Let's get started. The first job is to cut the necessary parts from the sprues and clean them neatly. Only a few parts need to assemble before the painting process. I have to say that this is the most detailed seat I ever seen in a mass production plastic scale model kit. With a few touch, it becomes very well detailed and great looking suit. Well done, Tamiya. And here is the first of those touches. I'm cleaning the details on it first. I use a piece of kitchen scratch wrapper for adding some fabric texture. I'm folding one edge first. To create a pivot point, I apply some CA glue and fix the film at that point. And I glue all the edges step by step. Finally, I'm cutting the excess pieces and I glue the rest in place. This time I'm using a liquid glue. It's butanol. And I glue all the edges step by step with CA glue. This PE part is from the spare box. You can cut a strip from any material like masking tape or aluminum foil and add like this. Now I can fix it to its place. Also, these belts are from my PE spare box. You can apply the kit's decal belts on a thick aluminum foil, trim them carefully and use them. I cut this strip from 3M blue masking tape. And that's it. One last thing. I'm adding the pipe and wire details using with lead wires. By the way, let me show you the lead wires I use. Let's add some wire details. This is how I flatten copper wires I collected from wires. These details I added may not look very neat and scaled right now, but when the cockpit is completed, they will add richness to the model as a complementary detail. Let's continue wiring. clamping the wires with a strip I cut from self-adhesive foil, finally I can start to paint. Primer first. And the base color. After masking these areas, now I can paint them. The first gloss varnish layer before applying the detail paint with brush. But the decals first. To be honest, if you apply this decal properly, you won't need any detail set for this kit, especially in a deep cockpit like this aircraft. After standard decal applying procedures, the result is excellent. I prepared a wet palette tray and start to detail painting. If you are interested, here is the list of paints I used to paint the seats. I didn't like the handles, and let's make them from scratch. I use 0.2 lead wire for that. First I painted one half to yellow, and now I'm painting the other half to black. And I'm twisting it like this. I bet you find better tool than me for that job. I bent something I found in the drawer and use it for this job. Yes, it's a LED light. Since I decided to do this after painting, I have to cut the handles now. It's easy with a modeling saw. For this type of precision drilling, a syringe needle is safer than any drill. Trust me, just point and drill. Let's glue the handles to its places. A toothpick helps a lot to shape the wire. I heavily apply CA glue to make the layers flatten. And I'm painting the remaining details with a brush. Errors don't matter. Washing will fix it all. I made these things from sliced lead wires, and I will use them to add detail to the back of the rear console. I'm adding more wire details. And it's ready to paint. Now I can apply the second layer of gloss varnish and all parts will be ready to weathering wash. I'm cleaning the excess wash with turpentine. And the flat varnish. For the glass effect, I'm using gloss varnish. Actually, this is not for weathering. I'm just highlighting the details. Let's do the final assembly and finish this. To be honest, I did not accept such a good result before starting this build. I'm very impressed with the kit's quality. Well done, Tamiya. In my personal opinion, this kit doesn't need any detail set except of seat belts. Also, the most of details not already visible after the fuselage assembly completed. Hello viewers, this is part 2. Let's continue where we left off. As always, I cut and clean the necessary parts first. Be careful when cleaning some burrs like this. I'm drilling the holes that need to be drilled for loadout. The landing gear bays are quite well designed and the details are just okay. They just need a few cable and pipe details from scratch built. This part, which forms the landing gear base, also strengthens the wing and fuselage connection. Now I'm building the front landing gear bay. This will also form a base for the cockpit tube to sit on. I'm adding some details with LED wires to reflect the cable and pipe ladder in the landing gear bay. And I'm fixing the cockpit tube in place. Before applying the primer, I need to prepare all the parts for paint. Landing gear doors are some of them. This is the landing light and I'm painting it from the back with a metal marker. Some parts require a delicate cleaning process. I always use a new blade for that. I love Japanese engineering. Rear landing gear struts. Let's get together the air intakes and the engine parts before closing the fuselage. I'm also painting the areas that will be difficult to paint later. Let's prepare the fuselage halves. Although I trust Tamiya engineering, these two parts need to be glued carefully and step by step. It's necessary to cover some details with putty that should not be in this variant of F4. And these two main parts are now ready to glue together. As I said, it's useful to do these steps carefully and step by step. Vertical stabilizer. I'll finish with the wings folded, so now I'm assembling the wing tips like this. Horizontal stabilizers. Exhaust nozzles. I am gluing the intakes in place. If you are not carefully in this stage, it's inevitable that there will be a level difference. Flaps. As I have built these weapons many times before, I will not show the construction stage again. Of course, there are seam lines on the canopy. I'm going to clean them with the classic method. After applying the polish, now I am painting the windshield with clear blue from inside. These painting masks come with the kit. All you have to do is cut and apply neatly. Since the inside of the canopy frames must be black, I'm painting these parts black first. Now I can glue the canopy parts in place. I didn't like this design because they made it difficult to paint. I prefer to install the horizontal stabilizer after the painting. Now I am carefully gluing the remaining canopy pieces in place. Then I masked it with painting mask to protect it from paint. I can finally apply the primer coat. I apply off-white paint instead of white to get the scale effect. On the upper part, I am applying the main color directly. After applying a thick layer of gloss varnish, I am applying the decals in places carefully. The decals that come with the kit are terrible. They are very thick and very rigid, almost like vinyl stickers. It took me a few days to get it properly sit in place, and I used tons of decal solution. I highly recommend an aftermarket decal set. These bombs are from the ancient Hasegawa set. Since this is quite old set, its details are rather poor. Now I am adding some texture detail to them with liquid glue and a sandpaper. Here is the result. I am painting the remaining areas before applying the final coat of gloss varnish. I am starting the weathering process with a heavy weathering wash first. After it has dried, now I am wiping the excess wash with turpentine. I start post-shade weathering first with light tones. You can see the difference between the part with the effect applied on the part not applied yet. After hours of process, I applied the effect to the entire model, and now I fix the effect in place with a layer of matte varnish. This time I am going to show you an old technique that I don't use much. An acrylic wash is required for this process. I applied Tamiya TS80 to all surfaces of the model painted with white. Be careful, you cannot do this with alkylate varnishes. Materials required for this process: oil paints in suitable colors and tons of turpentine. I wash the part with turpentine first. Then I am applying tinned oil paint. I blend the paint I have applied to the surface with various type of brushes. After the first layer dries, it takes about 10 minutes, and apply the second layer. You can make the effect more realistic and deeper by using a different paint mix on each layer. The second layer has also dried. Now I am applying the third layer, and I will apply more layers. Well, here is the result. As you can see, I get very realistic weathering in a completely random and various tones with a simple method. I will now use the same technique here. Again, I wet the entire surface with turpentine for random dirt and stains. Then I apply the tinned oil paint to these areas so that it's randomly distributed. I'm applying the oil leak effects now. First of all, I use oil paint for this. I draw with watercolor pencils to get sharper lines. And I'm softening and blending these lines with water. I'm applying a fade effect to decals that look brand new. Now it's time to apply dark tones. As you can see, I applied a little bit to the left side of the model. You can see the difference with the right side. As you can see, this process takes a long time and requires patience as it consists of going over every details over and over. I know this effect is very difficult to follow with the eye, so I manipulated the colors in this clip. The dark areas are the effect I applied with airbrush. I hope it was clearer and more understandable. Now I am applying the fresh repair paint effect with the main color. Here is the result. I'm applying some dark shades to the edges. It makes more visible the effect. Now I can paint the metallic areas. After completely masking the entire model, I first apply the glossy black primer. I apply stainless steel and pale burnt metal colors from Alclad series. First, I'm masking this area with paint masks that I sliced to achieve the effect that appears on the screen. Then I'm applying Tamiya smoke paint. The effect is not ready yet. I will deal with this later. First, I highlight the details with smoke and apply the weathering effect lightly. I'm applying clear orange paint to create the effect you see on the screen. Then I apply clear blue, and I apply the same randomly to other areas as well. Thus I will have achieved the tempering effect. And finally, I blend the effect by applying Tamiya smoke. I apply the same process to the exhaust nozzles respectively. Yes, all paint and weathering process have been completed. Now I can start the final assembly and finish the model. So let's start. As you may have noticed, I did not glue the wingtips until now. As far as I see, some modelers fix them in the main assembly and then fill the joint line with putty and sand them. Come on guys, this is a Tamiya kit. When you attach the fuel tank or the pylon, these lines become invisible. You don't need to deal with this and complicate the construction phase. Yes, again I'm fixing the larger parts with white glue. Since white glue is flexible, it sticks to painted surfaces better. Finally, I'm painting the navigation lights. After removing and cleaning the masks of the canopy, the model is now complete. Well, thanks for watching this episode. If you liked the video, please like and share. Subscribe my channel if you haven't yet. Also, you can support my channel if you can see the join button below or on Patreon. The links are in the information section below. See you soon on the next episode. Until then, take care of yourself and keep modeling. Bye.